To complete a four-step gluing process, first of all, we're going to take the sticks that we need to glue in place, and these were just cut to fit. They're not glued in place yet. And when we're ready to do the four-step gluing process, what we're going to do is we're going to use glue in a glue lid. And once again, the rule is to pour just enough glue from a glue bottle. We take the glue from the glue bottle, pour it into the lid, and make sure it's about dime size. So we don't want to fill up the lid because the glue dries really fast. And you will obviously need a paintbrush from the supply cabinet. Now, step one of the four-step gluing process is to take each individual stick, and we're going to dip the ends of the stick in the glue. Be generous with the glue so that we seal up the ends of the joints. We're going to take that stick and set it in place with glue on the very ends. While the glue is still wet, you want to go ahead and line up and make sure your design is lined up on the line that you've drawn. We'll move on to do the outside stick on the other end. A fairly decent amount of glue on there. Set it in place. Line up your lines before the glue dries. And finally, we'll do the inside piece in any random order you'd like, as long as we get both ends dipped in glue. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the paintbrush, and with a paintbrush we're going to go ahead and apply glue to the paintbrush. Step two will be to paint glue over the top of the joint. So as we paint the glue over the top of the joint, now we're sealing the joint on top. So now we've sealed it in two places. We've sealed it on the ends by dipping the ends in the glue, and now we're putting glue on the top of the joint. And if you start to notice, we're starting to get a nice consistent joint with glue over the top, and we don't want to use too much glue because with the engineering project we do not want to add too much weight to your tower or your bridge. So there's step two. That's what it should look like. Step three is now apply more glue onto your paintbrush, and this time we're going to paint glue around the joint. So notice where my paintbrush is going on each side of the joint, down and around. This is a very important step because it will also seal up that inside edge so that we don't have on each one of your joints no exposed part of the wood is showing, and now we've formed a nice seal around there. Notice with the glue it's going to go fairly easy on this step three because we already have glue on top and we already have glue on the ends. So step three, it's a little time consuming. It takes a little bit longer to do, but if you want a strong bridge or a strong tower, you will need to make sure that you've completed step three. Step four, all we have to do with step four is you can either use the back of your paintbrush or a fingertip, and we want to clean off any excess glue around the outside edges. The excess glue will keep the project looking neat. It will also prevent any gaps when it's time to assemble your project together, and we don't want to add too much weight where we don't need it. So in that case, the four-step gluing process is complete. Once again, we've dipped the ends in the glue, we've painted over the top of the joints, and we painted around the joints. Finally, using a paintbrush or your finger, clean off around your outside edges of your work.